What's up YouTube, Glade874 here, bringing you today a video mono electric type team. Now for this team I brought Galvantula, Raikou, and Mega Ampharos. Galvantula was holding a Focus Sash, and I had a Choice Specs Raikou, which was very interesting indeed. My moveset I set up Sticky Web with Galvantula, the typical one, with Thunder, Sucker Punch, and Gastro Acid as some support as well. And Raikou had Thunderbolt, Extra Sensory, and Shadow Ball as some of its moves. And Ampharos had a little weird set I'll go over a little bit later into the video. But for the first video, I have two battles for the Mono Electric. I lost and won one. This is the one I lost. Excuse me. They're gonna send out a Aggron first, which is pretty interesting. And I'm gonna send out my Galvantula. Sorry I sound a little calm today because my mic sometimes has like either it picks up every single sound, or other times it's perfect. And right now it's catching every single sound, so I'm trying to sound as quiet as possible, as trying to be enthusiastic at the same time. They're gonna set up Stealth Rock. I'm gonna set up Sticky Web. I'm gonna use Gastro Acid to get rid of that Sturdy, because Sturdy and Focus Sash is the most annoying thing on the face of the planet. They're gonna roar me, which is actually fine because they send out my Raikou, which is lucky. Excuse me again. I'm gonna get a little Stealth Rock damage, but that's quite fine. I'm gonna use Thunderbolt here, Stab Thunderbolt, and that is actually going to absolutely demolish Aggron. That critical hit, it might have mattered, I'm not sure. Choice Specs does a lot of damage. Anyway, they're gonna send in this Breloom. This Breloom was really annoying. I had something to deal with it, the Raikou, but since I was Choice Specs and stuck in the Thunderbolt, I had to switch out. Luckily Galvantula was still alive, but its Focus Sash would be broken due to Stealth Rock damage, which does suck, because, it doesn't really matter, but because it uses Bullet Seed. And since it's resisted, I was hoping it does a lot of damage. Even though I'm not defensively bulky at all, like that does a lot of damage for not being super effective whatsoever. It gets 4 hits, of course it does by 1 hit, and it takes me out. Next, so I'm going to send out my Raikou again. This Raikou's got Extra Sensory, as I mentioned, and it's going to absolutely demolish this Breloom. But I take a little bit more Stealth Rock damage. Pressure as the ability, like usual. I know I'm faster because of Sticky Web, and it turns out that this Breloom actually had a Focus Sash. Of course it did. This is why I don't like it, but Stealth Rock and Spikes and all that stuff is really necessary sometimes, or just any priority, because that's exactly why. Focus Sash is, it's a great item, but it's kind of annoying sometimes. I get taken out with Bullet Seed, of course, and now I'm down to one Pokemon, and that's Ampharos. Holding the Ampharos light because it's Mega Ampharos. I actually run a little weird. Once I go over Mega Ampharos, I'll get into detail why more, but I'm running Rest, Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse, and Cotton Guard. He gets superly defensive bulky once he gets all his Cotton Guards up. I use Cotton Guard because I know their last Pokemon is physically offensive, so he uses Mach Punch, which does, I'd say, a decent amount of damage. Like I said, I'm gonna set up my Cotton Guard here, and hopefully this Mach Punch doesn't do too much after a +3, and I'm gonna take it out with a Thunderbolt. Just to take it out, and they're down to their last Pokemon, which is one of my personal favorite Pokemon. At least Mega wise, because it is a Mega Pokemon. They send out a Mega Mawile. Well, it's gonna be Mega. They intimidate me, which doesn't really mean much. They get caught in a Sticky Web, but they still end up being faster. That proves that Mega Ampharos is the slowest Pokemon ever. These are very two slow Megas. If you invest into Mawile, maybe it could be something. But Play Rough actually misses. I thought I lost the battle, so I went for Cotton Guard again. I was like, I'm on low health, but I'm at +6 defense. I was debating, like, am I actually going to live this? And I don't live this Play Rough, but I thought it was a good battle. I went for Rest that turn, excuse me, and we're just going to move on right into the second battle. Now this battle was a little bit more interesting. It was the battle I won. I'm going to move back a little bit. Okay, there we go. This was pretty good. That's all I gotta say about it. So they sent out a Zapdos. It must be the event one with static, because it had the Cherish Ball, and there was no pressure. But anyway, I used Gastro Acid, which I kind of regret, but it didn't really make a difference later, because they actually used Volt Switch, which just switched them out of there, and yeah. So I'm gonna set up set up Sticky Web, my bad, next turn, unless they switch into something really powerful. They actually send in their Latias, which is pretty interesting. I do end up setting up the Sticky Web because, yeah, I'm pretty sure that their other Pokemon will be weak to it. They use Psyshock, and that is definitely going to take out my Galvantula, because Galvantula's got no defense whatsoever. At least mine doesn't. Didn't invest any into it. Anyway, I'm gonna start Raikou because I have Shadow Ball, and I know that will do a load of damage to most of their team. And even if Zapdos comes back in, like, Shadow Ball will do a decent amount of damage, I think, unless it's like Assault Vest or whatever. But I highly doubt it would have any of that. So they do send in Zapdos after all. I went for Shadow Ball, hoping to do some damage, and luckily it just does over half for me, so that was good. It has leftovers, so it's actually going to take this next hit fine, which kind of sucks. It gets a move off. I wasn't sure what it was going to really use on me, though. Like, what could it do? So it ends up actually going for Toxic, which kind of sucks, but I'll have to deal with it. Now this next turn, I'm just going to take it out with a Shadow Ball. Leftovers don't mean anything to them. And this Raikou was really good in some of the battles I had. I can definitely say it was the most powerful member of my team, without a doubt. So yeah, I'm going to take it out with a Shadow Ball right here. And I'm going to take a little bit more toxic damage. But that's alright. I really don't care, to be honest, because I still have Ampharos in the back. I know Ampharos can do some damage. So they're going to send in their Latias again. And it turns out it's actually Mega Latias, which kind of shocked me, because I thought it would do it right off the bat. But regardless, it's probably going to use Psyshock because it's really powerful. It was going to be even more powerful now. Luckily I was faster, probably, I don't know, I was a little faster, but anyway. I hit it with Shadow Ball, and Psyshock they do end up using. And it does, I'd say, it does a lot of damage. I'm actually shocked I lived, to be honest. But the poison is actually starting to do a lot. I have one more turn left, and they're going to send out freaking God here. And it's going to take a lot of damage to Shadow Ball, but that's alright. Because freaking Galeed's special defense is just so good, and just Galeed is so good. Alright, my bias is coming in way too hard, but yeah, Shadow Ball does a lot, but it doesn't take it out due to its special defense. And the Toxic's actually going to take out my Raikou, which sucks, but I'm still down to Ampharos left. And I was really scared about the Latias, because it had a Dragon type move, and I'm going to Mega Evolve because I need those stats. I decided to go for Cotton Guard just to take whatever friggin' Galeed's gonna throw at me, because Galeed's really powerful. Galeed actually, I get Mold Breaker first. Galeed actually uses Ice Punch, which is a pretty good move to use on it. Ice Punch, it's like when I went over it in my Mega Guide. If you want to run like any other support moves besides Shadow Sneak, Ice Punch is my #1 pick. Yeah, so I use Cotton Guard, hoping for no freeze. And I don't get it. This really hurt me right here, just to have to knock out my favorite Pokemon with Dragon Pulse. But yeah, I'm gonna take out Galeed here, and it's down to me and this Latias, which was kind of scary because I know it's a special attacker, and if I had a Dragon type move at the hit point I'm at, I'm not gonna survive. But they used Recover actually, which was almost a bad play for them, because I just ended up going straight for Dragon Pulse, and I know Latias is on the defensive side compared to Latios, so that's the only reason it just survived there. But anyway, it ends up going for Psyshock, which means it must not have a Dragon type move, which is kind of weird, but it's whatever. And I end up winning the battle with Dragon Pulse. It was a great battle. If it was a different type of Latias, I probably would have lost the battle. But I thought it was a good battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, leave a like, follow me on Twitter, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it.